I'm gonna start off on a strong suit here. I liked Backrooms. That's probably the number one message of the day. Backrooms, great movie. Fucking sensational movie. I went to see the movie, I think it was like a month ago now, Jesus. It was I think it was just like a few days or like a day or two after it came out in Australia. It was like very new, so new I didn't even know it was out until my brother and I decided, hey, look, the Backrooms is at the theater, because we were going to go see the new Mandalorian and Grogu movie. That movie, although some criticisms I've seen is negative, it's still a good movie. It's a good movie. It reminds me, don't kill me, of the prequel trilogy, but that's purely in like the soul and the feeling of it, because it's like, it has that old Star Wars feeling, but it's got like the modern graphics and everything. Also, very cool to hear like Hutts not speaking Huttese. Like the first time we ever seen like a descendant of Jabba the Hutt speak English. Also the first time we get to see Jabba's descendants of more of his species as well, which is totally wicked, but I'm not talking about that movie, I'm talking about Backrooms. Backrooms. Okay, so like, in case you haven't seen the movie, what are you doing? Go fucking see it. I'm pretty sure it's still in theaters. If not, then pirate it. Yarhar. Very, very funny, because like, there's a pirate in the movie. But yeah, okay, so plot of the movie. The movie starts off with found footage of this one scientist guy. He gets lost in the Backrooms, which is like very bad. You don't want to be lost in the Backrooms. It's like rule 1, never go into the complex. It's like rule 5 in the original the Backrooms found footage series from Kane. Never wander into the Backrooms by yourself. You need like 1 or 2 people with you in order to go in there. It's very dangerous to go alone. But this guy, he's lost, and he's like running throughout the rooms, and he comes across like an old async place, and he's like, yo, G, I need help, call some backup. But then when he's like trying to like do that, a seagull, or seagull comes like barging in for some reason and fucking smashes against the floor and then flies off. Very, it catches you off guard, but then like when he's trying to run away, he then comes across like some pirate ship stuff, like a captain's wheel, fucking different sorts of banners, and we don't know what those are yet in like the beginning of the movie. This is like new stuff to me. I basically watched 1 trailer, 2 trailers, and then I just went completely blind. I watched most of the series before I watched this movie, but like I didn't know what the hell those pirate ships things were, because I completely had forgotten about the trailers until I saw the movie, and then I was like, oh yeah, the trailers existed, and then I remembered, oh yeah, furniture store. But yeah, then he gets fucking swatted by the weird mysterious entity, and then it cuts to this mother and her child like leaving handprints in a driveway, and then like a bucket of an excavator like just drops a big dirt load on it, and it's like, oh shit, this is like a jump cut to the future when the kid's grown up and the house is demolished. But yeah, that's I think her name's Mary. She's one of the main protagonists. Anyway, she drives off to her like doctor's appointment with this guy called Clark, who's like the other main protagonist character. Now Clark, he's having some very big marriage issues. He's not really doing well in the whole relationship department. He's not really like good at taking accountability for his actions properly. He blames problems in his life on other things and other people. He even just he blames his own, habits on his brain being fucky-wucky. Like, bro, you're just blaming yourself. You're blaming you're blaming your brain. That's you dickhead. Like, I was saying this before it was even said near the end of the movie, but like, that's you fuckhead. What are you talking about? But like, yeah, Clark is very, very upset because he used to be like an architect, and he wanted to be like a great architect, but unfortunately, not all careers can go well. So Clark had to do like the furniture store bullshit, and he's not good at it either, because no one comes to see him. It's horrid, it's desperate, it's gloomy. But like one day he gets like a call from he gets like a visit from the electrician. He looks at his electrical box, and then he notices that there's like 2 switches that are like diagonal, like not horizontal or vertical, like, or lateral with the other control switches of the fuse box. It is like diagonally placed in a different color. And it's like, what the fuck? How'd that get there? Backrooms mystery. It's unknown. How did it do that? I don't know. But it's fucking weird, and I love that. But yeah, Clark that night sleeps at the store, because where else is he going to sleep? In his home? He's having a bad time with his relationship. Now, let me take a sip. Okay. So yeah, anyways, there's some weird flickery light bullshit, and then his television starts viewing the Backrooms. Ooh. And then suddenly when he goes downstairs to check out the fuses to fix his shit, because it's all going fucky-wucky, he notices that there is a slit of light in the wall. And when he touches it, whoom, he goes through in the Backrooms. And yeah, after like exploring very slowly around every single corner of this weird complex place, he sees some weird shit, like an inverted, like a backwards mirrored stop sign, a whole bunch of amalgams of chairs, furniture that just frankly doesn't make sense. And he hears some things, like some very weird, unhuman sounding things in the back. And anyways, after like crawling through a bunch of spaces and coming across a couple cut out of a caveman person, he discovers a backpack full of like VHS tapes and shit that apparently is owned by the scientist guy at the beginning of the movie. So yeah, he then goes running back to the orifice of which he came from, but not until he just like steals a stool from the Backrooms for some reason. I don't know, he just wanted to, I guess. He just wanted to. Anyways, the next thing is that Clark is like, holy shit, I gotta tell someone about this. This is some deep shit. And like, unjustified or unspecific amount of time passes, and Clark is back in his appointment with his therapist, Mary. And Mary's like, what the hell's up with you? Excuse me. Clark was like, yo, I just discovered the weirdest stuff you need to hear about. And then he goes ranting on about the existence of the complex and what he saw, and he's mapped out diagram, and the therapist is like, are you mentally well right now? And then Clark's like, are you trying to assume that I'm mentally insane? How fucking dare you? How dare you make assumptions of that? In fact, I'm gonna go back there, and I'm gonna come back with physical evidence so that you won't tell me off for being a bitch. And then Clark just fucks off. Again, proving that his own problems are his own fucking projection and blaming other people. Instead of like thinking maybe he should, calm down a little bit and actually listen to his therapist, he just blames his therapist for it and makes assumptions. And we know what assumptions can get you. It makes an ass out of you and me. Or Kane taught me that one. Not that Kane, the other Kane. The Kane that starts with C. But we're not talking about Digital Circus today. I'm going to talk about that in the next one, or like in a future one. But today we're talking about Backrooms because I really wanted to start with Backrooms. Anyways, so fucking Clark trottles on down to his assistant manager's place and his boyfriend, who I don't know if he works for Clark or not. I know that the assistant manager woman does, and they are in a relationship. I mean, they're in the same hotel room, the motel. I don't know. I don't care. Anyways, Clark's like, yo, I discovered something. Bring your camcorder. We need to tape this shit. And then there's like this big section of found footage where it's like, yo, we're inside the back rooms. Oh my god, this is awesome. And yeah, Clark, he basically is taped up the entrance, like made a doorway facsimile with blue scotch tape or like masking tape, electrical tape, whatever, and he's like, "Yo, I know the way. This place is so cool. You gotta check this shit out." He's very, very like, I don't know, off-putting, but like in a way that's like he likes it there, but like he wants to know more about it. So like, I should stop saying like. They get to the section where there's like a bed, and then there's a big slanted like diagonal hallway downwards, and they like tie the boyfriend guy to a rope and give him the camcorder and lower him down slowly as possible into this place. And what do they find down there? Some clothes littered about the place, and an skewed environment. Like everything is tilted on its side. It's very weird, very strange, very off. And there's also bits of cardboard cutout within the clothes that made me think there was actual humans hiding inside there, or like some weird creature. But then there's some weird creature noises coming from the darkness, which is never good, to be frank. So he gets the fuck out of there. He wants to get out. Like, he's like, "Pull me the fuck up, dude. I am not signing up for this shit again." And then after they pull him up successfully, nearly like having a panic attack, he then gets ripped down because the end of the rope that he was attached to is still somewhat down the hallway, and whatever was down there has some reach, you know. He's really fucking tall. He can like play ball. He can go up against SCP-096 and fucking ball against him. Fucking courtyard guy. He should like I should take a sip. This is Coke, but not cocaine. This is Coca-Cola. Sugar makes me go fucking wild, especially when I'm being, you know, autistic and talking about something I like Backrooms. Let me know if this is, excuse me, not worth your time, or like not good content that you guys like. I don't know what you guys like. You fellas, you just discovered me because you did. I'm just throwing shit at the wall here, people. I'm throwing shit at the wall. I don't know if you want this low quality review stuff of things I like. And to be frank, I don't frankly care. I make what I want. Too bad. You're gonna like it. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too damn bad! Anyways, the boyfriend gets fucking yanked into this door, and yeah, he's clearly dead. He's clearly dead. He doesn't show up at all for the rest of the film. And the assistant manager bitch runs into the darkness trying to follow him, and she doesn't show up for the rest of the film, although she does somewhat show up later. And then Clark picks up the camcorder and goes running in another direction. So like this is a whole Scooby-Doo split up gang, let's look for clues looking scenario. And then we go to like this place that's different to the Backrooms. We get the actual fucking Backrooms image in the movie. Peak reference. And then there's this bit where he goes running through some doors, and then he ends up in this weird like artsy-fartsy pool rooms that looks like an album cover for like some liminal album or something. This is some Backrooms level Backrooms that is backroomsing, you know, if you know what that means. And then Clark just goes through running all these different areas with all these strange bits of architecture, and comes to another room that looks like a pool or spa place, and then sets the camera down on a table where the assistant manager is able to see him and is able to try and get his attention. Like they can hear each other through the walls because the walls are thin enough. I forgot to mention, Clark doesn't actually go through a hallway. He tries to hide in like the sidewards room ceiling tiles because like he can like fit through them. And then he found like this other section of the back rooms that is very much inaccessible otherwise unless you were to crawl through there. So that's how we got to that place. But anyways, as he set down the camcorder, he walks into the distance towards the wall, which clearly is a wall. It's a wall. There's no mirror, no reflections or anything, no sort of gimmies. But she can see Clark, but he can't see her. So it's like, what's going on here? Is this like some fucking source engine physics? Is this some mesh models that the Backrooms run on the logic of source? I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Except it doesn't, because this is real life. unless you're insinuating that the Backrooms is a part of real-life simulation. But again, anyways, as he's trying to find a way to get through to the assistant manager woman, this tall entity picks up his fucking camcorder, and then, like, gone. Snap. Done. We're done with the found footage. Immediately after, the assistant manager is like, look behind you, Clark, and Clark's like, oh. It cuts. It's fucking daunting. I make it sound like it's a joke. It's not. I loved it. It made me feel somewhat anxious. Only a little bit, though. Only a little bit. But this is where the best bit comes. Like, there's several sequences throughout the movie where Mary is reminiscing of her childhood. And her mother? She's a bit of a schizo. No way to go around it. She's a bit of schizophrenic. She's fucking wild. She's seeing creatures that I assume wouldn't be there. I'd assume she fell into the Backrooms herself and became a victim of its, delusion. A bit of the Peter Tench situation, if you know what I mean. But I think it took place like in the 80s or the 70s, and I think the flashback sequences definitely took place during the mid to late 80s, and Async only opened the gateway and punctured the hole through to the complex in 1989. So, unless she somehow immediately fell into the complex as it opened and saw unknown horrors beyond comprehensions, I don't know how that theory would work, that she fell into the complex. She could just be a schizophrenic piece of shit who was a horrible mother. Anyways, she's like, do not open the windows, do not go outside. And then some shit happens throughout the movie, and then we get like a scene where she's in a fucking psychiatric hospital, like a loony bin, for lack of a better term. I swear, I had the name of the center. It's but yeah, she's in a fucking insane asylum place where she's getting some medical assistance, And in the fucking background, bowl of knowledge, the fucking caretakers everywhere at the end of time, specifically that one track from like the first album, is playing in the background. Hold on, let me just pull it up right here. Everywhere. There it is. Everywhere at the end of time, stage 1. Let's see. I think it's All That Follows is true. Yeah, this fucking song. This song. I love this song. I love it. It's great. It's fucking fantastic. But yeah. This song was in the Backrooms movie. Like, if there was going to be any caretaker song, you wouldn't bet that it would be that song, but I'm glad it was that song. But then after that, it cuts back to Mary having, like, just picked up the phone, and Clark had called her saying, I'm not coming back to our appointments anymore. Bye, bitch. But yeah, he's basically done. And she's like, is he alright? Should I go check on him? Should I see if he's doing alright? And then Mary comes to visit, Captain Clark's, Ottoman Empire, because that's the name of the store. And his mascot's like the pirate guy, remember? Why am I telling you this? It's a surprise tool that will help us later. Anyway. that was stupid. Anyway, she goes into the building, realizes that there's several letters on the ground. Clearly, Clark hasn't been keeping up with the bills and the mail. He's not doing that well overall, his business is failing, so inevitably he wasn't going to be able to pay those bills for shit. It's very clear near the very beginning of the movie when we meet Clark and we see his business and work that he's not doing well at all. In fact, in the therapy scene, he elaborates that he is purely selling furniture because he has nothing else ambitious in life. Excuse me. Oh, that is disgusting. I'm sorry. Anyway. I'm not sure if I'm going to edit that. I don't care. So yeah, she goes downstairs into the downstairs section and discovers the fucking absolute insane drawings of the maps and the furniture that's fused together. And she discovers... she discovers the Backrooms fucking gateway through a fly that flew into it. Now, if you know the story behind that scene, it's fucking great. It's fucking fantastic, because I didn't know this until the movie was over, but it's so fucking funny and cool. It's just like, there was this fly that was bugging the cast on set that day, and Kane thought it'd be so funny to change up the actual sequence of how things were going to go, to have it be the fly flew into the Backrooms, and that's how Mary discovers the gateway, the door. And they just went with that. They said, good answer, Phil, good answer. So yeah, Mary then discovers the Backrooms, very calmly and carefully walking into it, which is definitely how I would do it. Not like Clark, literally just like, whoo, boom. But you know, yeah, she discovers a bunch of shit, walks down some hallways, and ends up finding a mural, which features a very tall, dark, twisted, fucking pirate captain looking fella. Remember when I told you about Pirate Clark? Captain Clark? Yeah, that's gonna be very important in a minute, I'll tell you that. Anyways, Clark then appears around the corner looking like a fucking cryptid, and then when he comes back around the corner, he looks like he's a divorced dad of 5 who's like really down in luck, which technically he is, except he skipped the whole being a dad part. He's just really, really very depressed, but also in a form of delusional ecstasy that I cannot explain. He's like, yo, I'm gonna protect you, Mary, except I'm gonna jump you. And then after like trying to protect Mary from whatever, or making it seem like he's protecting Mary, he fucking strangles her until she blacks the fuck out. And then when she comes to, she's tied to a dinner table, of which there's 3 people at it. That's her, there's Clark at the end of the table, monologuing about how her program is or some shit. I don't fucking remember what he monologued about, but he was telling about some shit. And there's also this stouter gentleman just to the left of her. And I think I neglected to talk about this, but like, as early in the movie when Clark was fantangling around trying to evade this weird monster thing, getting lost, splitting up, looking for clues, he came across the Christmas tree room. A big red room with a Christmas tree that's playing like fucking Christmas music, or fucking happy birthday to you, yay, or some shit. And around the other side of the tree, this motherfucking 1876 looking piece of shit in a wheelchair turns on a lamp, and to be honest, he's a chill guy. I vibe with him. But he's all sorts of weird and mangled and fucked up in the face and in the fucking body. No offense to him, but like, he's all sorts of fucked up. And then this weird woman with red hair in a red dress comes stumbling around the fucking corner, chasing after Clark, holding her hand to her head, and just looking fucking disturbing. This is the best fucking part. She's like so unhuman, except very human, and she's making all sorts of weird guttural noises. It's daunting, yet it's fantastic. It makes my skin itch thinking about it. Not to sound weird, but it was fucking great. Anyways, back to the dinner scene. These fuckheads are now sat in the room with him. The red woman sitting in the corner doing fuck all. The wheelchair guy sitting in the other corner. And there's the stouter gentleman who's never shown up, but he's basically inert. He's not doing anything or reacting to anything. He's not even moving. I'm convinced he's just fucking dead. He's just sat there. That's where he lives. And Clark goes on about how these weird things that are referred to as still lifes, either by the fandom or just purely by the broader definition. I don't know who named it first. I just read about it on the internet, but like, they're still lives, right? And these still lives, they are like, Clark explains that the still lives are basically like what the Backrooms thinks humans are. Or at least, like, you know, everything, like the furniture being weird, the weird architecture, the rooms themselves, the wallpaper, the choice of stretching out some things and compressing them and warping them, duplicating, like merging them together when they shouldn't, just defying the laws of fucking physics. That's the Backrooms trying to make sense of human physics and architecture and also how we build things, but it doesn't understand us, it doesn't know us, it's as alien to us as it's as alien to us as we are to it. So, like, we don't understand it, it doesn't understand us at all. I mean, it can get some parts of us, it can definitely copy us, it can replicate us, but it's basically wrong. It's like a memory. And this quote is so fucking butchered so many times, and it's constant and referred to constantly throughout the movie, probably like 3 to 4 times. But like the fandom takes it into droves of amounts of how many times this quote is said. But like, it's like telling someone who's never seen a dog before what a dog is and telling them to draw it. That is what Clark says the Backrooms is doing when they're recreating these people, these still lives. And Clark goes on about how they don't feel pain, they don't, react the same to humans. And the best part, this is the weirdest bit, you can eat them. And then Clark proceeds to pick up a knife, open the man's shirt, and then just carve into his stomach and just like reaching in, pulling out parts of his fucking stomach. And it's like this weird, squelchy, white, like mashed potato-y, but very, very moist looking substance. Some people refer to it as like couch pillow stuffing, or like memory foam, or like some form of mushroom, because the Backrooms really likes bacteria and fungal references. I mean, that one guy who was discovered in that one fucking dissection video, like that autopsy video in the series, he's basically mostly made and comprised of fungus and decomposed matter in a constant state of stasis. It's very, I mean, the monster guy from the first found footage video is literally called bacteria. He's called bacteria, and what is a bacteria? It's a type of fungus. The still lives are made of fungus, and the Backrooms really is sort of like a fungal infection. It's a virus or something. I don't know. This is alleged. We don't know. But people made the correlation that the inside of mushrooms looks very much like the inside of this bloke's stomach. And Clark's like, yo, we should do some roleplay. Yeah, I forgot to mention, in like the therapy scene, Mary recommended that doing some roleplay sessions of how the interaction between Clark and his wife went that night that they had the fight. And they basically replay it, except Clark is now more aggressive and more vitriol, more fucking, I don't know, he's absolutely on the deep end, he's feral, man. And Mary is left to the other end, just sort of trying to keep herself together, but after Clark's just sort of been so much of a bitch, and so much of a cunt of a person, if you'll excuse my language, Mary's like, you know what? None of this other stuff you're talking about is the problem, is not the problem. None of this other stuff you're pointing to be the problem is the problem. You are the fucking problem. You blame other people and then never acknowledge that it's your fault. You never acknowledge what you do is your problem. You just say it's fucking your nature. You blame your brain. Motherfucker, you are your brain. You're blaming yourself for being you. And Mary is basically trying her best to not want to punch Clark in the face right now, partly because she's tied to a fucking chair, but wholly because she hates Clark now, because Clark, for no apparent reason, just became schizophrenic overnight, and then just tied her to a chair, threatening her. The fucking worst part, the worst part's yet to come. Well, there is no worst part, but like, the fucking most weirdest part is Clark then proceeded to, before like the whole roleplay session started, he proceeded to take his knife that he used to fucking disembowel the guy who's at the table, and just sort of scalps the woman in the corner of the room and takes her head of hair, her pristine head of hair, and just slaps it on top of Mary's head. to very much global disgust, including most of the audience that was in my theater. My brother was like, "Ugh, what the fuck?" Almost in that cadence exactly. And so like, after that meltdown from Mary's like, "Yo, bitch, you wanna know what's the problem? I can't fix you. I never claimed I could fix you, and you don't have to change if you don't want to. If you want to live here, if you want to fucking lark about in this Backrooms area, fine, be my guest. I don't care. You are threatening my life, and I could tell the police about this, but they would not fucking believe me." Well, she didn't say that, but she insinuated that, so she's like, "Fine, you can be who you want to be. You don't have to fucking change if you don't want to. You could just be this self-loathing piece of shit." And then Clark like flips a fucking switch in his head and is like, "Oh, revelation." But just as that happens, the woman in the corner of the room finally reacts and is to something like thudding in the background, and she's like, "Oh shit, I gotta fucking run. I gotta get the fuck out of here. I have to run. I need to run away." And then runs constantly into the corner of the room. And then Lamp Bloke is like sort of in a bit of a freak out sesh, but like not yet, actually. Not yet. Lamp Dude, he's chill. He's totally chill. I also want to note that when Clark decides to set the mood by turning off the lights in the therapy scene, the Lamp Dude flips on his lamp to add more ambiance. And Clark's like, "Thank you." Clark is so fucking insane that he's treating the still lives like actual human beings. Whilst also being so insane enough to, shit you not, decapitate his fucking assistant manager and chuck it in the fridge, which could insinuate that he just sort of resorted to cannibalism at the time, and then only purely on accident discovered that still lives have the capability of being eaten and used as a source of nutrition. That's my theory. But, you know, it's a theory. Anyways, I'm fucking going all over the place. Who comes trundling in but like the 8 foot tall fucking terror himself, Captain Clark, which is basically like what people assume is the embodiment of every single loathing and hateful thing Clark hates about himself, amped up to 11. And Clark's like, "Yo, bro, we don't need a change for shit. She said it. We are in the clear. You don't have to be in trouble. She's our therapist. Don't worry about it. We're all chill." And then Captain Clark proceeds to pick up Clark, go in for an embrace, which Clark warmly accepts, and fucking crouches on his collarbone. "Oh shit! Oh fuck! Oh shit! It's freak out time!" And Lamp Dude is not chill. He is not chill in the slightest. He is freaking the fuck out. He is not cool. Fucking red dress lady constantly thudding into the corner in an attempt to run away. And obese dude, he's just chilling. I don't know if he understands what's happening right now, but he is not moving. He's just sat there staring at the fucking table. Doesn't care that he was disemboweled. Anyways, Mary manages to find a way to untie herself from the chair and sneaks past Clark and Captain Clark as Captain Clark is fucking reefing Clark around the room like Hulk reefs fucking Loki in the first Avengers movie. Just like, just smashing cups on the floor, just destroying the fucking table. It is chaos. Clark is not fucking surviving that shit. And then Mary manages to find her way towards this door and realizes that, oh shit, she's in this weird suburb place within the Backrooms with like giant industrial ceiling fans, and like all the houses are like in this big corridor. And she runs across the street to this door at the end of it and looks behind her and is like, oh shit, here comes Captain Clark, dragging Clark's fucking body across the pavement, only stopping to drop him to then continue fucking chasing Mary. Mary is not safe. She's far from safe right now. She is in danger. Anyways, she goes towards the door and realizes, oh no, it's locked. How the fuck am I gonna get there? So she decides to go to another house and then fucking locks the door behind her. wonderful decision. Kudos to you, woman. And she goes running throughout all these hallways, and then suddenly, boom! Oh my god, chandeliers. Oh Jesus, fuck. There's all of these weird things all over the place. There's a hallway that's generating green. Now, if you know, the green means that the back rooms are generating new levels and new fucking paths constantly. It's the back rooms expanding. My brother asked, what the fuck's with the green? And I said, I'll tell you when I get home, when we watch the fucking, the found footage series. I'll talk more about that in a minute, because my brother, this was like his first Backrooms experience, which was a fucking wild one to discover, because he only told me that after we left the theater. So yeah, anyways, she walks past the Backrooms, like, generating itself, and then comes across this room filled to the brim with the same fucking couch, like, copy-pasted with, like, the tool gun 17 fucking times, so they're, like, all stacked on top of each other and interluded, and as an attempt to try and run away from this big, gangly fucker who is constantly on her tail. He is hot on that shit. She ends up fucking getting her leg caught in a couch, and in my childhood, I've been doing a lot of that sort of shit. I mean, I jumped off the couch one time and banged my shoulder on the fucking TV cabinet and broke my collarbone. Not a happy time. Wasn't a happy camper. But I used to fuck around with the couches all the time. And I can tell you from experience, getting your leg caught between couch cushions and, like, between, like, one couch arm and another couch arm, that's not very pleasant. It is far from pleasant. It feels like that you literally nearly break a bone, but you don't break a bone. It is hurt. Lots of hurt. So she then fucking trundles her way into this thin hallway as Captain Clark is sort of just veering around corners, literally having to, like, reach over to the ceiling to catch himself from knocking his head on the fucking roof. That's how tall he is. He is basically nearly knocking his head on the roof of the Backrooms itself. I need a drink. Anyways, Mary then goes running to the end of the hallway where there's a door. Captain Clark is literally smudging and squeezing his way through this thin hallway, very desperately trying to get towards her, and Mary manages to just sort of fucking go through the cat flap because the door's jammed shut, because the Backrooms doesn't give you keys to shit, and she basically narrowly escapes Captain Clark's looming arms of absolute terror and fungus. And oh shit, this is the coolest bit. She comes across this giant room which looks like a giant chunk just wasn't generated. It looks like a Minecraft world without a big chunk. It looks, I'll tell you what, in one of my Minecraft worlds I just decided to, out of pure boredom and spite, to dig this giant like 12 block like 15 block by 15 block wide chasm with interchangeable levels. So, like, it went down deep into the earth. I didn't get to reach bedrock because, for some reason, I was kicked out of that world and couldn't get it back. God rest its soul. Divine Spirit. Anyways, yeah, it looked like that. It was like layers of cake of the Backrooms. A big chunk of it was just sort of deleted from existence. Not even in the Backrooms it was laid. And it was like, oh shit, this is fucking horrifying. All the while, this entire sequence when Captain Clark was on screen, my anxiety was peaking. I had never felt fears like this in years. The last time I felt scared watching a horror movie like this was probably like 4 years ago. 4 fucking years ago when I was like, what, like still a teenager. Like a young teenager. A fresh young teenager. I was still in high school. I'm not anymore, by the way. Just making that clear. Excuse me, anyway, excuse me, sorry, oh my god. Anyway, she then manages to find the stairs, very narrowly just sort of piquing my anxiety more as she tries to crawl up these stairs with no handrails, no guards, like, thin as a doorway. Very, very much you could fall over and fall the fuck down to your death. That's how scary it was. And she tries to, excuse me, get to this tiny little door on the ceiling, but oh whoops, there's no hinges, so it just sort of plops down on top of her, narrowly just sort of avoiding her, injuring her, and then just sort of trundles off the stairwell into the abyss. That is fucking terrifying, especially as a guy who's as myself, who is very much notably afraid of heights. I hate heights. Tall things scare me, and I scare myself because I am like 6'4". which, in case you didn't know, is above the average height. Not to brag, but I terrify myself. Anyways, she manages to crawl through the space, and what the fuck? Why are we back in Clark's store? Oh wait, it's a Backrooms replica of Clark's store. And then as she tries to get to the exit to find a way to like a better part of the Backrooms where the fucking Gangly McGee doesn't follow. Oh no, here comes Gangly McGee himself, just like slowly trundling his way towards her, making all sorts of guttural and verbal nonsense noises, and it's really creepy. It freaks me out, like, within my soul, but in a good masochistic way. I'm not a masochist, by the way. It's just, it makes me feel good. It made me feel good. Not in that way, whoa. Anyways, Mary proceeds to do what my brother would say would be what I would do in that situation, and grabs a fucking weapon, being a piece of furniture, a clothes rack, and proceeds to, whilst stumbling behind her, like on different pieces of furniture, proceeds to use it as a fucking battle axe and murks his leg, like his peg leg, snap, instantaneously, and he goes onto the ground. And then Mary's like, haha, I got you, and then fucking trips over her own shit, and accidentally triggers a trap. It's a trap. Anyways, yeah, those cardboard cutout things, apparently they are like set traps by what we can assume was async. Why were they setting up these cardboard cutouts that were notably playing audio recordings of greetings from Earth by NASA? I don't know. Maybe to make communication with whatever they be luring in the back rooms, because obviously they know some things that other people don't, including their own staff. They lie to themselves constantly and their own employees. Why do they do that? I don't know. You ask me, and I'd say, I don't know. Anyways, Mary then proceeds to sort of have a little bit of a loopy session, nearly blacking out, and then comes to and realizes, oh shit, it's Captain Clark. And then she, in an attempt to like shield him away, she's like pushing up against his face, which is grotesquely huge, by the way, abnormally large head, and then reaches into her pocket and finds the bit of concrete with the handprint that she got from her driveway when her childhood home was being demolished, and proceeds to like bash Captain Clark's head in with the fucking rock, and only managing to be let go from his grasp when she like full on pulls a power move and Falcon punches the fucker, like knocking him the fucker to the side. And then she goes towards like a big like the rock shatters, and then she runs off to the fucking gap in the wall, and Captain Clark, he can't follow, but he's like, the way that he's sort of reaching in that scene is like Mary's looking back at him, and he's like desperately clawing towards her with a face full of like dread, and like it's like the still life is replicating like Clark's need to be needy and wanting of things, like how he, you know, longs for like some sort of answer from his therapist, like what he was doing for most of the movie when they were interacting with each other, including the dinner scene. He was basically just longing for an answer of why he was like that, and I assume Captain Clark was trying to basically pull from regular Clark's energy there, and just sort of reaching towards her, longing for her, and she's like, what a pathetic human being. Even to Captain Clark, she's like, she feels guilty, but she's like, wow, he's kind of pathetic actually. Despite the fact he could literally rip me in half, he's pathetic. Which summarize, no offense to anything or anyone or anything, but like Clark, he's kind of fucking pathetic throughout the most of the movie. He blames all of his problems on other people, and he doesn't blame himself until someone calls him out on his bullshit, which Mary does, and like Clark was like, huzzah, you've given me an answer. Lord above, stretch the sky, it is divine. Thank you. And yeah, and then he died to his own fucking self-hatred or some shit. There's a metaphor there, I don't know. And as Mary is trying to run away down this narrow, very thin pathway, she encounters, oh shit, it's fucking async, and she gets fucking hit with the goo goo gas, and then is taken in by async officials. Anyways, she's she's like brought into async through the threshold. Neato reference to the series. I'm glad that they actually managed to squeeze the threshold in. One of my favorite parts of the whole Backrooms series as a whole. It's just, it interests, the low proximity magnetic distortion system interests me so much. I like it. It's so cool. It's sci-fi bullshit. It's portals to another dimension. I love it. Anyways, she's then put into a room where she's interrogated by this other doctor chap who's like, yo, what did you see? Was it good? Can it be beneficial to society? And do you know this man? Showing a picture of both Clark hanging out with his Captain Clark buddy, with Captain Clark censored for some reason. Probably to hide the evidence of Captain Clark's existence. I mean, they're literally analysing his biology in, like, one of the other officers, and they clearly were the people who were behind the cardboard cutouts too, because there was, like, this room filled with, like, dozens and dozens of cardboard cutouts seen in another scene. But, like, Mary's like, yo, am I gonna be fucking assassinated for knowing about this shit? And the scientist is like, I don't know, who knows? God knows. Definitely I don't know, but think of the potential of this shit. Which is, in layman's terms, my brother's like, oh yeah, she finna die. For real, she's gonna fucking die. They're gonna kill her, they're gonna murk her, they're gonna cover it up like Peter Tench. Yeah, Mary's in, life's in jeopardy. And then the movie ends in the most fascinating way possible. It gives us scenes of things, of places we've seen before, with Backrooms versions of those places. It shows us a missing poster for, like, the assistant manager and her boyfriend. God rest their divine souls, they didn't deserve that fate. And the telephone pole that sign's put on is, like, duplicated in the Backrooms, just sort of constantly copy-pasted and falling into, like, itself, clipping inside of itself. Like duplicate, like, besides itself. And then there's, like, the estate of which the Mary's childhood house was destroyed on. That's replicated in the Backrooms. Clark's storefront, that's seen in the Backrooms. The motel area. And near the very, very end of the movie, like, the very last thing in the movie that we see is the interrogation room from Async, like, crappily replicated in the Backrooms, and a still life version of Mary sitting in a chair. And then the movie ends. Give it up for Backrooms, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Backrooms. Now, what can we gather from all that? I don't know, a bunch of stuff. The Backrooms, as a concept, has always been fascinating to me, but in particular, Kane Parsons' interpretation has been fucking tremendous. I have been infatuated with it on and off. I didn't get back into it until I saw the Backrooms movie, or, like, when it was coming out, and I just decided to binge watch most of the series because it's right there on YouTube. You can just watch it. It's right there. You don't need to pay for it or anything, but, like, if you liked that, you can watch the Backrooms movie and, like, point out and say, oh look, there's that reference to the series. But also, for someone who didn't see the Backrooms movie, didn't see the Backrooms series, like my brother, who completely never saw it ever before. He knew of some parts of it, he knew vaguely what the Backrooms was, but he came in blind. And he was sort of leaving the theater, and I was like, what the fuck was that? But, like, not in a negative way, but he's like, huh? What? And I assume that's basically what everyone who went in blind is supposed to feel. They're meant to be confused, because the Backrooms, as a concept at face value, when you first observe it, it's very confusing. The point is that it's confusing because the Backrooms itself is confused of what we are. It's what we are to it that makes it confusing to us, because it's confused. I'm referring to the Backroom here as, like, an actual entity. It's a phenomenon, actually. Not because, like, the success of the image in the fucking conglomerates of success and slop that came out of it, and Kane's series, which is a masterpiece, by the way, beautiful. Like, this is fucking Vincent van Gogh shit. You can look at it for hours. It's a Matisse painting. It's beautiful. I'm overhyping it or something. some would say that. But I think it's great. It's a great movie. And, but like, my point is that you're not meant to get it. You're not meant to, like, immediately understand everything. And myself, I'm left with a fair amount of fucking questions. Like, I didn't even know about still lives. I didn't get to that point of the series. I didn't know what a still life is until the movie just gave us still lives. And I was like, oh. And then I looked at Found Footage 3 and I was like, oh shit, that's a still life. That white dude that's running at the other guy who was very much a victim of the Backrooms, God rest his soul, that's a still life. In fact, his name is just Still Life. That's his name. And, yeah, the Backrooms, like, the glowy room bit, I'm glad that they made a reference to, like, oh yeah, I'm at a loss for words at this point because I'm running out of steam. I like the references. You don't have to get the references, but like, I was full on going, whoop, look, that's that reference, you know? Like, there was a part, like, either in the intro found footage or in Clark's found footage, where it's like the image of the Backrooms, like the original fucking image. I think there was like, it panned to the side, and there was like the second image that also was correlated to the Backrooms, but recreated in the Backrooms, like for real. And I was like, oh, that's masterful, that's goat knowledge. Excuse me, it's ball knowledge, dude. But anyway, I'm glad that Kane managed to take something interesting and make it into something that not just a niche audience would enjoy, but a broader audience would find fascinating, terrifying, and some psychologically horrifying way. It's indicative of how those original images felt to people. I mean, not to sound like campy or stupid or anything, but like, when I saw the Backrooms for the first time, I was like, whoa, that shit, that doesn't look natural. But the Backrooms is like, you know, fucking, it was never meant to be natural looking. It's a liminal space. It's not meant to be normal. It's not meant to be observed in an actual limelight. And I like it when things that are based on other things acknowledge that they're based on that other thing. Like, the Backrooms movie knew what it was supposed to be, because Kane knew what the Backrooms was supposed to be. Or at least in his interpretation, he knew what he thought the Backrooms was supposed to be. Not like those YouTube kids fucking garbage bullshit videos. I loathe them to death. They are the spawn of Satan. I don't think that the wikis are bad. I don't think they're bad. I just think they overcomplicate the whole entire idea of the Backrooms, and I think that Kane's interpretation, although taking some elements from the wikis, but also inserting Kane's Backrooms inside of it, so it all comes together into this big thing that's basically like a love letter to Backrooms itself. It's interesting. It's like, it's showing to the world, like to a broader audience, that the Backrooms is something that should be, you know, liked in the likeness of how artworks are admired. Like, it's abstract art. That's the Backrooms. It's a form of abstractness. Like, you go to a museum, right, and you look at certain paintings and stuff, and you get feelings that you get from it. Like, you feel all sorts of emotion, and that's conveyed through the colors, the spaces, the use of the image quality, the use of the, you know, thickness of the lines, the tasteful thickness of it. But like, you look at the Backrooms image and you're like, huh, this is interesting. Other people will say it's scary, other people will say it's just an office space, and some people will just say, that's odd. I wonder if there could be more to do with this than just its face value. Because the Backrooms, it's not, it's the original image, it's just a fucking, it's a decommissioned furniture store. Also, I love that Captain Clark's Ottoman Empire is literally just a reference to the fact that the Backrooms' original image was taken at a decommissioned furniture store. Fucking ball knowledge. But yeah, I forgot where I was going with that, but you know, Backrooms, I thought that it was a great movie. And you know, other people would think, oh no, it was shit. But sometimes people don't understand things, and that's fine. You don't need to understand things as well, but you also don't need to feel required to be pressured to understand everything. You shouldn't feel like everything is like overcomplicated, but you're fine to not understand things if you don't understand them. There are parts of life and parts of other things, like some of the movies, that I don't understand. I mean, I have a good fucking bone to pick with fucking The Marvels, the worst movie I've ever seen. To this date, I have not seen a worse movie. I mean, I've seen shittier movies. I've seen movies that have been fucking dog. I've yet to watch The Room. I'm very excited about that because I heard it was fucking amazing. Like, not in a way that is a form of art that would be conventionally seen as beautiful. As in, it's beautiful for it is basically just, you know, what it is. It's The Room. But like, The Marvels, I hate that movie. Backrooms, I love this movie. Because it's not trying to like, be, you know, like how Hollywood would probably do a Backrooms. I mean, sure, Kane wasn't given that too much creative control over what the Backrooms was meant to be, but I'm still glad A24 still considered Kane to be like the director and like the main lead of what the whole entire aesthetic and what the timeline was meant to be formatted as. It's not what Kane fully envisioned the Backrooms movie to be. I know that. But from what he had to work with, I'm fucking amazed. Like, the quality, the commitment, the fucking passion behind it, the feelings, the fucking monsters. I loved it. And Captain Clark, although I wished I could have seen more of it, I'm glad he didn't overstay his welcome, because his sudden daunting reveal actually terrified me, which you don't get anymore from modern movies. Like, I saw both the FNAF movies. There was barely anything from that movie that even remotely scared me. I was just sitting there grinning like a little shit. I just loved seeing the fucking Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Again, I'll talk about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie on a more, you know, in-depth level, more than just like, oh wow, Freddy Fazbear. I'm not that sort of a dork. I can look at movies and see that they're art. I can see what they're meant to be. I can take their stories and I can, you know, format them into, like, in my mind as like, oh, this is trying to be this, and this is explaining this through that. And I could be confused about a few things, but I can still enjoy something through what it is. Like Mario Galaxy, another movie that recently came out, I love that movie. Not because of the nostalgia bait, or not because of it's, you know, a sequel to the Mario movie. I like the Mario movie because it's like a Nintendo fan's wet dream of a movie. But like the Mario Galaxy movie, its story is a bit funky. I wish Rosalina was used more. But again, I should be saving this all for another session of rambling. But like, oh. Backrooms 10 out of 10. It is a great movie. I would recommend it to anyone who loved horror, anyone who had any remote liking to the Backrooms, even those who might have shied away from it because of like the YouTube kid slop is like, ugh, leave me alone. You should show them this movie and tell them it's not slop, it's good, it's not all like this. And to everyone who thinks it's just supposed to be slop and that's it, you don't get it. You don't get it, and it's not supposed to. You're not supposed to be offended or feel like that you should be bad for not getting it. It's just you don't understand. It's just you don't understand, and that's fine. Not everyone is expected to understand what the Backrooms is meant to be, what's meant to be perceived as. And I don't think there is one way that the Backrooms is meant to be, other than just it's this weird place that exists between our world and just some other false reality that is mocking our world or like trying to replicate it. And it was only just like one fucking, it's a post on a fucking message board from like 15 years ago, dude, or something. No, not 15 years ago. It was 2019. Jesus Christ, it was 2019? That's 7 years. The Backrooms is 7 years old, dude. And it's basically, yeah, it's well renowned to get a movie. And, yeah. So, yeah, now it's been like an hour, as of talking right now, of me rambling on about the Backrooms, and I have to conclude it. In conclusion, I thought the movie was good. I thought that all the characters were portrayed greatly. I would have liked to have seen more of the assistant manager and his boyfriend, her boyfriend, but like, you know, you can't get everything. And Clark, although it seemed like Clark didn't have much of a, you know, incline of going insane, I could realistically see that Clark had basically in between the found footage segment and when he was seen in the dinner scene, or like when Mary visited, there could have been like a whole length of time when things weren't normal. I mean, a whole month could have gone by. Again, the Backrooms, it doesn't obey the laws of time fully. Its conception of how time works is different to how we view time. I mean, Peter Tench literally fucking jumped forward a month into the future. A whole month into the future. Or like 2 months into the future. Imagine that, just instantly 2 months into the future, no one knows what happened to you, no one knows where you went, you're assumed dead, your identity is gone, everything that you knew about this entire place is just changed suddenly. Not everyone remembers you. That would be fucking horrifying. And Clark must have spent so much time in the Backrooms that his perception of time was greatly longer than, you know, what Mary was witnessing. Because, like, it could have been like a day since Clark last visited Mary. Like, between, like, I will come back with proof. Or, like, when he went into the Backrooms with, Wingus and Dingus before they died. It could have been like a whole day had gone by. And then Mary's just suddenly, oh god, he's gone fucking insane. Like, instantaneously. It was just like, it's weird. But it's like, it makes you think. The Backrooms movie is a movie that makes you think. And although that thinking may not give you all the answers you need, it does give you a lot of interesting information that you can attach to the greater series. And not everyone needs to watch the series, not everyone needs to watch the movie, but it is highly recommended by me and others who would view the movie as highly as I do to watch the movie. It's a good movie. Although people would have arguments saying, oh, it's not a good movie, and I didn't like it didn't have this, it didn't have that, it's not conventionally a good movie, it's boring. But again, that's their opinions. I'm not making fun of them, I'm not trying to say that they're wrong, I'm just saying they have an interesting opinion on the matter. But in my opinion, I liked the movie, I thought it was fantastic, it's in my top 10 list of greatest movies of all time, but that's my list. It's not definitive, not everyone can agree on that. But it's like, out of the indie movies, it is definitely up there with Iron Lung. Iron Lung is another movie I want to talk about, and it was like the first movie that I basically saw this year, except it isn't, because I saw it like very tail end of 2025, and I don't remember, except no, it was 2026, wasn't it? I've forgotten. It's fucking June, dude. It's Happy Pride Month. It's the 27th of June. I've lost track of what time is. It's like I'm in the Backrooms. Ooh. Anyways, yeah. Also, sorry I haven't really been doing anything. I've been focusing more on personal matters in the background. I can't keep doing things according to a schedule. If I promise something, don't always expect it to come like immediately. That shouldn't be expected. So like, I promised this at 300 subscribers, and then suddenly, like, last night, you just went up to, like, 305, and I was like, what the fuck? You guys actually want this. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, in my channel description, there's going to be, like, different sorts of sub-goals and stuff. If you manage to hit all those sub-goals, you're phenomenal people. And I'm glad that you're willing to support me. Even though we're basically, like, barely even word of mouth, no one knows about us, I'm glad that you guys actually like me and respect me. You peeps, you fellas, you chaps, you astounding people, and I'm glad that you are supporting me. Thank you again. I don't know how to do influencer bullshit, and I don't really want to, but I still thank you that you want to enjoy my content, or just whatever the hell I'm posting, because I don't care about copyright, I don't care about money. Well, I do care about money. I want to get a job independent of YouTube. I don't want this to be a career. I don't want my perception of how YouTube should be, this fun, you know, broadcast yourself message. I don't want that to be twisted. My memory of this site is, has, and always will be broadcast yourself. And I'm doing what I want, broadcasting what I want. And of course, you can make recommendations of what I should do. I mean, this is like, it's a democracy, you know? We're entitled to ask what we want from each other. But yeah, I should probably end this. Thank you again. And yeah, that's been my low effort review of the Backrooms. This has been the low effort show. I hope that this is popular enough so that I can keep doing it. If you don't like it, I don't give a toss. I'm doing it long term. Yeah. Yeah. Go back to doing whatever the hell you were doing before. And yeah. I hope maybe one day we'll come across each other on the algorithm or whatnot. Who knows? Maybe you subscribe. Maybe you like. I don't care. I don't, frankly, honestly know how you guys managed to start paying attention to me. I mean, I started this channel when I was still in high school and doing random stuff in the background. I mean, this used to be just like a Roblox, like fucking myth, quote-unquote channel. But I was really shit at it to the point where I'm like, I'm not gonna do this anymore, and sort of just like gave up on that and just posted whatever the hell I wanted. And now we're here, where I'm like going to do this new thing. It's not gonna be like high quality or anything. It's just a low effort review show. I'm recording this in iMovie at 1:40 in the morning. I probably shouldn't talk this loud because my family would be sleeping. So I'm just gonna end it here. Thank you again, and yeah, have a lovely good day or good night or good evening or whatever morning or you know whatever time you're doing this or seeing this. I'm glad that we spent time with each other. Also, where was the bacteria this entire movie? I was promised bacteria.